Am I visible and audible?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
loud and clear.
Thank you so much. So, good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
Can I have a reply?
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Isha.
Good morning.
Thank you. Before we continue with this wonderful morning meeting today, I'd like to set a few ground rules that we follow in an online Toastmasters meeting. First, we don't talk on topics of sex, religion, and politics. Second, if you're moving around, kindly refrain from doing so, but if you were to do, kindly switch off your camera. Third, remain muted so that the speaker is not disturbed. How many of you have bought souvenirs? Okay. Can I hear any two experiences from anyone?
For me, if I'm visiting a place and if I'm collecting souvenirs, it is generally a fridge magnet. So it's an image that captures the essence of the place and yeah, something you can stick on the fridge so you always remember that you went there and the fun you had there.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Atmish. Anybody else?
I think similar to what Atmish says, I also do the same. Along with that, I also collect some keychains, which has, for example, once I visited the church in Goa, so I got the keychain with the photograph of that the father who was. So this kind of things I always keep collecting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. Yes, I very much relate to both of your experiences because souvenirs is something we take to remember that place from. It is like a proof that we have visited this place. But sometimes we don't need that because we take photos and upload it on Instagram or social media. But for me, as a child, I didn't have much contact with social media or anything. But also with that, I couldn't go on trips very often. But whenever I did, I would not leave the chance. I'd not let go and I'd go on the trip if it's a school trip or a family trip. So during one school trip, when I went to Innovative Film City, so there we had a whole day of fun, and by the end of it, I bought a small keychain to remember the place. That was my first or my initial days of collecting souvenirs. Second was when I went to Wonderla. Every school kid or any college kid's dream is to go to Wonderla and have fun with your friends. But that day, I didn't have much cash. But with what I had, I went and bought a Sprite bottle. I asked the counter that, can I have one? Then I realized I was short on 10 rupees. Then I looked around my purse hoping to find something. And then the staff gave me without the 10 rupees, and I was internally grateful to him. As I came out with the bottle, my friends' bottles were empty as well, and of course, they pounced on me for the Sprite bottle. After that, recently, I happened to go to Shimoga with my college, and this time it was again a small gift which I thought I'll get from my friends. So near Sagar, I got this one chips packet, which was like 5 rupees. And I was surprised that they still give chips for 5 rupees here and there. And so I bought it to school, college at the next day, and my friends really liked it. It felt like buying, getting that one rare item in a game. So it was like that. Other than nearby Bangalore or nearby Karnataka, I I also had the chance to visit Ladakh and Andaman, the two extremes of India. So when I went to Ladakh, My mom bought a lot of clothes, a lot of woolen items, a lot of new things. But what I took back as a souvenir was in the army mess, they were playing my favorite song called Country Roads. As I started playing, I was more distracted by it rather than buying clothes, and my aunt was looking at searching for me for buying me clothes. So that was like that one immaterial souvenir that I took back from Ladakh. But one thing I started since then, since India has so many different types of soils, rocks, I decided to take one small stone to remember the place by. So I have one stone from Ladakh and one stone from Andaman, and I could see the different and the variation in each of them. Similarly, in Toastmasters, we also go to different places, we go to different clubs, we get to experience their variety, we get to experience what they do in their clubs and what we can inculcate from them. And learning all that together, we become much better speaker, communicator, and a Toastmaster. So, with that, I open meeting number 441 for Sarjapura Road Toastmasters and meeting number 720 for Banjara Toastmasters. The next person who will take you through this meeting has chosen a very interesting theme to leave, no, to turn the stone. I am very curious. When I asked her, what is this about? I thought, and then I asked her for introduction. She said that she's from Chhattisgarh, and then she had been in Bangalore for over 6 years. She liked meeting new people, and she would surprise her friends with her handwriting analysis. When I asked her what her favorite souvenir was, she said it was from her memorable trip in Colombo, where was she had a chance to stay in a five-star hotel and enjoy the excellence and the elegance of the place. So, like that, and she is here today to take you to this meeting. So, put your hands together for Toastmaster Chanda.
Thank you, Isha, for a wonderful introduction and a great start. I was lost actually in the story that you were narrating. Miss 5 rupees chips. I remember a lot just because in my childhood only 5-10 rupees was the thing that was given for per day expense. So I have to ensure either I save it from there so that I can buy something new or a bigger dish which I will be craving. So mainly in my school time it was pizza. So we have to save a lot for to get a pizza. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests. So I see Anshika is here. Happy to see you, Anshika.
Hi, good morning.
So good morning. So as Isha has already told about the theme, so I hope everyone remembers the theme or have seen the poster. So it's about let's turn the stone. So actually, I got a picture specifically for the poster itself, just because I wanted to uh, make people understand that what they understand from the theme. So anyone would like to guess what exactly will be the theme?
Actually, Toastmaster Chanda, I was so confused. I looked up in the Google to find the meaning of the phrase, and I realized, in one of the meanings it meant like death, and the other one it meant to change something or to bring about a revolution. So I'm still confused. I don't know. I'm looking forward to knowing the meaning.
Yeah, it's good that Aparna, it's your confusion is still there, so that by end of the meeting for sure you will get to know what my perspective is about. Let's turn the stone. Jitendra, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, what I could understand from this that so let's start looking at things differently. Yeah.
Yeah, your perspective is closer to mine. So, one of the quote that I read from Thomas Edison is, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." So, I will just share what's the turning point that I saw, what's the stone that I have turned personally in my life. So, till last 2 years back, I was a person very scared of everything. Whichever challenge comes or the things that I have been avoiding from longer time, I was avoiding it. It can be, I think everyone knows here how to ride a bicycle or two-wheeler or four-wheeler. And they might have learned at the age of when people usually learn. I'm not sure, miss, at least my brother learned when he was in the first, second standard. That time also I thought, okay, let me give it a try. But I was very much afraid that what people will think. If I fell, I will get injured. So I was only seeing the obstacles that might come when I am going to start to learn. But later, miss, there was a point when I understood that it's the fear that I have created for myself. It's not something that is around me. So that's when last year only I just told one of the driving school that I want to learn, and I didn't tell them that I don't even know how to ride a bicycle also, just because they won't be teaching bicycle, right? So the first day when he came, he was telling, "Okay, let's start." Then he told, "Seriously, you want me to start? I don't even know how to balance. At least you will be teaching me, right?" Then he told, "Firstly, you said don't be so much scared. What will happen? Either you will fall. I am there, right? I will be ensuring that the vehicle is in balance." So that's when it started. And the first time when I was able to balance, I was speeding it so high. Then he was telling, "Ma'am, you are riding for the first time. Ensure that we both are safe and then we can ride it again." So that's how. And that's when from that moment onwards, I understood it. Once I get the kick, right, that's the only thing that I was missing. That's when I started seeing the positive side. If I'm turning that stone, that barrier that was there, that the obstacle that was there holding me from long time, what others will think, when that went away, just because I started seeing myself as evolving and growing. So from that time onwards, whenever anything I see that, yeah, miss, my internal talk starts, right? Maybe next time, then I understand that it's holding me. So from that time onwards, even if it is talking to a stranger who has just given me a smile, I will just wave and say, "Hi, how was your day?" If he wants, he can it's based on his mood or whatever situation the person is. If he wants or she wants, they can respond. So in that way, I have interacted with a lot of people and I have learned about a lot many things. So that's how I have started turning the stone whichever I encounter. So I just want to ask a question to everyone. When you face a tough situation, do you usually ask for help or do you prefer to tackle it alone?
I think the first instinct is to tackle it alone, at least in my case. When I am totally like not able to and it's not at all possible, then I think then also I'll see who's the best person to confide in and then go about. Not very open to asking for help. In fact, this was also one of my table topic questions. You asked it earlier.
Okay, no worries. You can ask in a different manner or any situation. And this table topic is mainly about on the spot. So I think you have to ask no on the spot questions also. So in life, we have our own stones, a challenge at work, a personal goal we have been hesitating to tackle, or maybe a skill we want to develop. Turning that stone requires courage, persistence, and a willingness to see beyond what's right in front of us. So, without a further ado, I want to ensure that let's get started with the meeting. So, the meeting usually will be happens in three parts. First is prepared speech segment. The second one is our table topic. And the third one is our evaluation section. So just because we don't have any prepared speech segment, so there is a little change that we are doing at today's meeting. So we will be going ahead first with the table topic, and then we will be having the debate segment that I will be taking care. And the third one is evaluation. So what we will be doing mainly, we will be asking the evaluators. General evaluator role is a little tough one now today, just because he has to evaluate the small speech that people are taking up and doing it, and it can be debate one, so that we can improve and take a lot from our Toastmaster experience. So to so evaluating and ensuring that the meeting is conducted smoothly, I can't do it alone. So I have with me my general evaluator, so who will be introducing his team. But before I call him, I want to tell that he carries 14 years of experience in sales as a leader. He works for Genetic India Private Limited, and he has traveled, I think, a lot of places in India. If I have to name few of them, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Kochi, Hyderabad, and Bangalore is, I think, a stop for him. So he has done his electronics and telecommunication. So we are coming from the same background, but I did it in computer science. And then he has done business management from IIM Kolkata. And I am reading this for the first time. He's in Toastmaster from 7 to 8 years. So a lot is coming on the way. So I'm sitting back here and ensuring that I learn a lot from our general evaluator, Jitendra. So the stage is all yours.
Thanks, Toastmaster Chanda, for that wonderful introduction and starting the meeting with such a high note. And true, we should always look in such a way that we are failed when we think we have failed and we have stopped trying. Till the time you are trying, you are not failed. You are trying one more time, and there's a high possibility that learning which we have achieved since our last all failed attempts is going to add value, and we may win and achieve our success. So thanks, Toastmaster Chanda, for having such a wonderful theme for today's meeting and starting our Saturday with such a encouraging theme. As a general evaluator, my role is to evaluate this meeting from start to end. I'll be evaluating the meeting since the time it is started and till the time meeting ends. That includes Sergeant at Arms and till the time our presiding officers gives his final word. To help me in this role, I have got certain assignees. So my first assignee or first person who is going to assist me in my role is the timer. Today's timer is a fresh graduate engineer having a lot of energy. He wants to travel, spend time with nature, and by education, he's an engineer. So let's put our hand together to welcome Toastmaster Atmis.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jitendra. So, every good speech conveys an important message and it captivates the audience. Now, to do this, a speech needs to be the exact right amount of time. If it is too short, the speaker might not be able to convey what he's trying to express. And if it is too long, then the audience might start losing patience. Uh, so that is why it is extremely important to be sensitive of the time. To that extent, in Toastmasters, we have a predefined amount of time that a speech should be. So, and my duty as a timer is to ensure that the speaker is aware of how much time he has spent speaking. Uh, so to start with, since we don't have prepared speeches today, I'll be covering the table topics. So the table topics should ideally be between 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll be changing my background to green, like this, if you guys can see. At 1.5, I'll change it to yellow. And at 2, I'll change it to red. Um, for evaluations, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll change my background to green, at 1.5 to yellow, and at 2 to red. Um, so, uh, okay, and once you are able to see the red background, you have 30 more seconds to wrap up your speech. So I hope everyone is able to adhere to the time limit today, and let's have a great session. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Jitendra.
Thank you. Thanks, Toastmaster Atmes, for explaining your role and importance of time in our general life and in our Toastmasters meeting. Let's give him a good round of applause. Now, in any language, we need to careful about our grammar. And to help our language skills and grammar, we have got an important person to give his feedback. He is an IT professional. He prefers, his hobbies are reading books. He watches web series. Of course, I also read books, but I'm not very fond of web series. Let's put our hand together to welcome Toastmaster Pius as a grammarian of today's meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jitendra. So, yeah, web series is one thing which it means I am all very about and trying to get out of watching so many web series as such. I'm trying to move more towards the book, which was my initial hobby in my childhood days. At that time, we did not have web series as such. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, grammar is very important as it, in terms of when we give accuracy and we use the right words at the right stage to convey the meanings in a better format. So as a grammarian in Toastmaster, it is my responsibility to pay attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language uses. I will take note of any improper languages and outstanding words or quotes. It is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. My word of the day today is iteration. Iteration means the act or a process of repeating, a procedure in which repetition of a sequence yields results successfully closer to a desired result. That is more used in the computer programming, this activity. So an example of the uses of the word is fans had begun to get tired of Disney's relentless iteration of the movie format. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarist report when called upon at the end of the meeting. I will also share the word of the day in the chat and its meaning. Back to you, Toastmaster Jitendra.
Thanks, Toastmaster Pius. Of course, grammar is an integral part of any language, and we need to be careful about grammars. So again, not only grammar, you have to take one more role for us, and Toastmaster is all about wearing multiple hats. So let's again call Toastmaster Pius for his listener role.
Sure, thank you. So being a good listener is as important as being a good speaker. I personally believe, out of my own experiences, that being a good listener is actually more important, because we listen around 70 to 90% of the time, and we do not mostly listen properly. We mostly hear, and we hear what we want to hear rather than what is being said actually. So I so considering all that, I will be listening to the interesting tidbits of information from the speakers and ask question near the end of the meeting if everyone is paying attention. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Jitendra.
Thanks, Toastmaster Pius. With this, I'll hand it over to Toastmaster of the day, and I'll report my evaluation when.
I'm taking our counter, so I'll also introduce my role.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Isa. Again, Isa is also taking multiple heads, so I'll ask Isa to read out the counter guidelines.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So, as the R counter, I'll be noting down the filler words used by the speakers. So, filler words include like so, certain pauses, unusual ones, and repetitions. So, I'll be noting them down and I'll be giving the report at the end of the meeting to the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Isa. So with this, I'll hand it over to Toastmaster Chanda to take the meeting forward. I'll present my report when I'm asked to do so.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Jitendra, for setting the expectations of the meeting and ensuring that we have a wonderful meeting and we participate a lot within a time limit and ensure that how grammatical we are doing. And there is a listener also, so we have to ensure that we are very attentive in the meeting and whether we are using any filler words. So I see there is a guest, Rahul. So Rahul, would you like to come on camera and would like to introduce yourself? Rahul, can you hear us? Okay, so we'll get started. So the first thing that is coming up for everyone here is table topic. Table topic is where anyone can voluntarily take up the topic, or anyway, our table topic master will ensure that you are not just sitting and listening or pretending. So she will be ensuring that everyone is taking up the topic and speaking up. So it's not something that you have to prepare, it's just that impromptu. Whatever you can think of, you can just cook up a story and then come. So it's a chance where you are being challenged to ensure that we take the first step. The Toastmaster is all about, just because I remember my first experience in Toastmaster, I didn't even take up the topic. I was just, my hand was still here so that the speaker doesn't even see. So that was my journey when I encountered first time. But I was very curious, how come people are coming on the stage and then taking up the topic? So I would ensure that everyone present here, when you are getting chance, you raise your hand first, just because that's the first step that we are taking towards our Toastmaster journey, whether you are a guest or a member. So always taking up the first step is always required. So I have our table topic master, Aparna. She is a cosmetic technologist by profession and holds an executive MBA from IIM Bangalore. She is working currently at ITC Limited in personal care division. She is interested in playing TT. So yesterday only I was learning. That was my first day. And she loves painting and to play with her lovely cat. Sometimes I think when we are meeting in person, or if Aparna is inviting, I'm sure going to meet the pet. So, and she is VPPR for Banjara Toastmaster and been there in Toastmaster for past 10 months. So let's welcome Toastmaster, Table Topic Master, Aparna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chanda, and good morning, all. So I think you're all geared up for the table topics. As she has already introduced, table topics is a session where you get to practice your extempore speech. You don't get a chance to, iterate the content once you speak. That's the only chance you get. So you shall be given 1 to 2 minutes to speak on any topic. I shall be calling you randomly. I'll ask people to volunteer, and 30 seconds of buffer time will also be provided. So with this, I would like to invite the first volunteer for the table topics. Who would like to go first? Anybody's raising their hand? Toastmaster Jitendra, did I see you? Yeah, okay. So the topic for you would be, if you could eat one food for a week, what would that be?
Uh, Thank you for giving me first opportunity, Toastmaster Aparna. Uh, and good morning, fellow Toastmasters. If I am given an opportunity to eat only one food for entire week, what would it be? If entire week I have to eat a single food, then none other than dal rice, because it's our general food, and I prefer having rice items or dal rice, preferably with potato curry. So I'll not look for any special dish, because I know whatever you talk about, if I'll talk about fast foods like pizza, burger, or anything like snacks, samosa, or whatever we eat in North India. Basically, you can eat for 1 day, 2 day, or once at a time. But again, you have to fall back to your general routine, which you have most of the times, or you have regularly in your routine. And those are the only meal or food you can keep on repeating, or you can have for entire week. Otherwise, let's say during our fasting we have fruits and all, which we crave to have during other days, that I'll have apples or something. But after some time we feel that we should eat our regular food, chapati, rice, or doses. That's the reason, if you have given a chance that you have to eat something is for entire week time, if I given a chance, I'll select dal rice, and that I can have the entire week without any feeling any bored about the food or repetition. Over to you, tabletop master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jitendra, for that wonderful take on that choice of meal. I think it's a very healthy choice, and most of us will resonate with that thought, because it's a healthy meal and it's a traditional meal for most of us and our comfort food to go to. Thank you for that discussion. So, with this, I would like to call the next volunteer who would like to go next. Oh, I can already see Prashov is there. So, Prashov, tell us, what was your favorite childhood belonging? Do you still have it?
So, good morning to all of you. So, this is my first meeting as a Toastmaster. I have attended two as a guest. So, look forward for all your support. So, I think Aparna asked a very relevant question. So, I was just cleaning up my room and came across a lot of things. And I stumbled across something that I really used to be really fond of. That was my stamp collection. So, I got into this habit, I think when I was around 9 or 10 years. We used to get these postcards with or envelopes with stamps. So we used to diligently take out using water, save it. So over a period of time, I had a stamp collection. I mean, probably around 100 to 100 odd stamps. So what we used to do, and each stamp has a different picture. So I used to spend multiple hours imagining how those countries would be, how would Cuba be, how would Fiji be, how would the people live, etc. It was a really interesting experience. So by going through the stamp, I am able to go back to my childhood when I was around 10. Uh, that is itself is a very interesting experience, reliving your childhood. So that is one of my favorite possession. So I look forward keeping it for a longer time, probably hand it over to my children and see something that they can take over across probably their future also. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prashov. That was so wonderful. The way you spoke, it brought about nostalgia, because I was also thinking about my childhood, and I remember how I used to wait for my friends whose dads would go abroad to get those stamps. And, that was one of the best gifts that we would receive from them.
Yeah.
So thanks for bringing those memories alive. With this, I would like to call the next volunteer for the table topics. Who would like to go next? Okay. So welcome Toastmaster Piyush. For you, the topic would be name one chore you don't like doing and one you don't mind doing.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pinna. So, yeah, we get a lot of activities that we need to perform as part of our daily work. And one show that I do not like doing is to give a hand in uh, setting up the dishes and washing the dishes. So somehow that is something which I am not comfortable with. I can clean up the rooms, my room. I can do like I like cleanliness, but that is something I do not want to. I don't like wet, being keeping my hands wet or for whatever reason or touching that much. Yes, so I do not like that part. So that is definitely maybe. Built inbuilt with me or never I had to do in my childhood. So I do not like that. One thing that I like doing as a work or something is that if I have to teach my child, I really love that. I take out time. And and she has also said that whenever I ask you to teach me, I always put down my work aside and then I go and I'm always ready to teach her. And even I try to ask her for time. So that is something I do not think of it as a show, but I like it more as a personal thing to contribute back to my child's year. But I really love teaching as such, something that I could not take up as my profession as such. But I really love it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Piyush. Even I agree. Whenever my housework does not turn up, I think washing the dishes is the last thing that I want to do, and I try to wait as much as possible. And it seems you are more mentally, stimulated to do mental work than the physical work. Maybe that's why you like the teaching more, and which is a great hobby. So with this, let me call the next volunteer. I think between Isha, Chanda, and Anshika. Rahul, I can't hear Rahul. Is Rahul on the call? Okay, anyway, so who wants to go next? Okay, let me call then. Let me call Toastmaster Chanda. Are you in
Okay.
for the next topic? Okay,
Actually, I wanted Atmesh to take just because he is a new member in our club, so I
sure,
can
sure,
time him.
definitely. Okay. So
Yeah, sure.
Atmesh, the topic for you is what do you like best about the age you are today?
Okay. So I'm 22, and the best part about my age, I feel, is the amount of time I have remaining. So there are a lot of people who are 40, 50, they're filled with regrets that, oh, I should have done this in 20s and I should have done this in 30s. But I'm in a position where I can do stuff in my 20s and then become 30 and say, oh, I wish I did this in my 20s. So that is one thing. But another um, a privilege that I have is that I can make a lot of mistakes. So be it in my workplace or be it with my parents, friends. Even when I make a lot of mistakes, people are understanding. So they understand that like he doesn't have a lot of life experience. So he- like I kind of get away with stuff. But obviously, it is important for me to learn from those and then move forward in life. So yeah, that's the best part about my age. Coming to negatives, it's just the uncertainty. So a lot of people who are 40, 50, they're settled. They know what like life is routine for them. Whereas for me, I don't know where I'll be next year or the year after that. So that is one downside, but mostly life is great right now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Atnesh. That was so well said, and I must say that you are wise beyond the words. I mean, everything could resonated well with us, and I think most of us, I mean, not most of us, but some of us may be craving for more time because of the age we are in today. Okay, with this, let me come to the. Shall I then call to Toastmaster Anshika for the next table topic? Would you be taking it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm giving you an easy one. What do you most like to photograph?
Some I would like to photograph usually the pictures of nature, or sometimes the pictures of my daughter.
And why do you, I mean, why do you like those? I mean, obviously, daughters. So you want to say why do you like nature and what are the other things?
Because in nature, like everything I found is beautiful, and it's very calm and beautiful. Like if I go to some hill station sometimes, or to any place, then we like to take photograph maybe of a waterfall or of some hills, or maybe it's a river or something. And for my daughter, because I like her very much. I love her very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshika. That was so well from the heart, and I could feel your emotions while you were talking about your daughter and the nature. It was, yeah, it echoed very well. With this, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Chanda next for the next topic. Okay. So, what's your take on the saying, curiosity kills the cat? Uh, hope you got the topic, or shall I repeat?
I got the topic.
Okay.
So till the time I have always been curious for each and everything. So curiosity only led me to learn psychology. Just because being in a when I was pursuing my master, I used to always poke my roommates. Hey, why you guys are fighting? You should have done in this manner. So I used to always nag them, is what I can say. So that's when one of the person, means one of my roommate, Namisha, she was aware that Chanda is more into understanding how human behave, why they behave. So that's when she told, okay, if I have to shut her mouth, I have to ensure that I give her some knowledge or some curious point so that she is not, what we call, nagging us, ensuring that she is gaining more knowledge. So that's when she sent me some article, and that's when I started reading it. So that curiosity always made me okay. If I would have not been into engineering field, for sure I would have been become a psychologist. So now, spending 6 years for education in engineering, I can go and ask my parents that no, I don't want to continue in engineering field, let me do psychology. So that's when I came to Bangalore. Okay, Monday to Friday is always packed. I don't have anything. Saturday and Sunday initially I started okay travel just because Bangalore is the first metro city for me. So, okay, that started, and then I started feeling bored in weekends, and that's when I recall that psychology was something that I was always curious. So why not pursue something in that? So that's when I got to know about Open University, and that's when I enrolled. And there, after reaching there, then I understood I was the youngest among that crowd. People 40, 50, having kids, their kids used to motivate them. No, mom, you can do it. So that's when I understood it's curiosity that is always has driven me. So I don't think that I get, if I get curious about something, I don't wait for longer. I just ensure that okay, if I can get it from somewhere, from some knowledgeable person, not from any random places, because reading from anywhere, it doesn't give me that boost. But if I see someone who is well experienced, for sure I ensure that I get a grab from there. So I think psychology was one thing that I pursued masters just because of my curiosity. Otherwise, I would have never. Thank you for giving this wonderful topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chanda. I really like the way you gave such a positive twist to this phrase, which is normally used to connote, over curious people and all. I really like the way you turned it into so positive, and I think and such a logical reasoning you have given for selecting psychology. I really love that. So thank you for sharing your thoughts on this. With this, let me call upon Isha. I think I can see one more guest. Would we would we know who's the guest? Maybe I can call Ishaya. Okay, anyway, I'll call Isha first, Toastmaster Isha, and then maybe I can take one more topic, last topic. So Toastmaster Isha, I hope you are in for the next one. So the topic for you is, how was your experience of heavy downpour in Bangalore recently, the last 2 weeks? Would you like to share your experience?
Okay, good morning, everyone. So, the downpours from the last 2 weeks. Well, first, we can start with our Toastmasters meeting. We had planned to meet at Kabul Park, and I was on my way in the bus. I was looking at the clouds. Oh, please don't rain, please don't rain. And that minute, that same time, there was a huge downpour as I walked to Kabul Park metro station to Kabul Park. I was like so upset that I might that the meeting might get cancelled. But luckily, the sun came to our rescue, and we were able to have the meeting. So yes, we had a successful meeting, and we left before it started again. Other than that, it also affected my mood to study because I had exams going on, and I really wanted to be distracted by the rain, but at the same time, I had to focus back on whatever I had to complete syllabus and all. Other than that, I could see the stories from my friends that there's been so much water that you cannot cross Hebal easily. You take like 2 hours to cross, and that made me more worried. But at the same time, I could just enjoy the extra pour and see the roads get cleaned from all that water. Yeah, other than that, I was just enjoying the cold, and that's it. Just looking at the bright sunny sky right now, and everyone is out for work. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Isha. Oh, that was a lovely meeting that you all had at the Cubbon Park, which I missed. But yeah, that was a lovely meeting. And also, I like the way you said that you could not study. In fact, I could not go to gym. I did not do any of my physical exercises and all. Just, the rains being the excuse. I think that was the best part of it. And also the, not so good thing about the rain. With this, I would just have one more table topic, and then could I call upon Ishaya Khan John? I can see somebody as a guest. Would anybody know about the guest? Okay, otherwise, I think I'll end my table topics, and with this, over back to you, Toastmaster Chanda.
Thank you, table topic master, Toastmaster Aparna, for ensuring that everyone is coming up on the screen and ensuring that they share their perspective about or their experience that they have faced. It's just that I didn't say that people were hesitant. They were voluntarily taking up the road, so that taking up the chance to ensure that they share their experience, and I got chance to speak mine. But I won't leave you that you are not given a chance to speak. So for you, there is a separate segment that we have for today. So we'll ensure that we will take 10 to 15 minutes time for that. So I want someone who wants to stand against Aparna for this segment. It is more of a for and against, it's a debate. So Aparna is already there. And if people want, we can club two members together and the other one. The other side. 2 member in one team, 2 member in the other team.
2 would be better. Yeah.
Okay. Jitendra has raised hand. Prashobh, I would like to pick. Okay, we'll club this. I think, Aparna, I'm not sure how much experience, 10 months experience you have in Toastmaster, right? So, Aparna and Jitendra will be in one team. Atmesh and Prasov, just because they are new, I want them to be in one team.
Sure.
Okay?
Okay.
So, the first easy topic that I am giving is it always better to face challenges head on, or are there times when avoiding a problem is a wiser choice? Any team can pick for or against.
Can I just ask you one rule here? Is it possible to have a midway, or you have to have only one between the two? I mean,
Just because if you're picking one side, it will be much better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a debate.
what
right? So,
see, for example, just to share my doubt, it can be based on circumstances also. One may be better, and in other circumstances, the other could be better. So, is it possible to take that ways, or you have to take only one side?
One side only.
Okay. So, Toastmaster Jitendra, we don't have a chance to speak separately, but which side we want to take? For? Shall we take for?
Anything is okay. Let other team decide what they want to.
Yeah,
we
you
will go
decide.
against.
Then we will
We'll go
take the
against. You can take for. Probably
against.
we'll go against.
Okay.
Right, Atmesh?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how will be the means this flow? We both have to speak and then they'll speak, or one will speak and other will conclude.
So I will be giving 2 minutes for one team to speak, and then the other team has to ensure that they put their point. So we'll be having for 10 minutes. So 2 minutes for each.
No,
So
but
then in that 2 minutes,
how?
one person can only speak, or
Both
for
team can
example,
together.
No,
together
how
speak.
we
Okay.
do in our club, we one person will start or speak first and clear
You have to build it.
point on that, and then the other team will speak, and then third person means one person will conclude from our side and one person will conclude from their side. So that way it will be better. Otherwise, how after 1 minute we'll stop and then because it's
Otherwise,
a
can we
rebuttal
do?
round. I'll put a perspective, my perspective, then other person will put their own perspective, then Aparna will or I'll rebut on whatever he or she has told, and then finally other team will rebut, and then we can conclude.
Can I just add on one point here? Like, for example, if we are given 2 minutes to speak, suppose if I and Toastmaster Jitendra speak, then we can, if I say something, then he can further build on it in for the case. Same thing Atmesh and Prashok can do against in that 2 minutes. The only thing is, whatever we say, they should be talking just on that particular instance. They should be talking against that, right? So that it builds the case. But
No, but better is let both has to put their perspective first, either one of us
yeah,
from both team, and then we can
okay,
rebut.
sure. And Toastmaster Jitendra, are you the evaluator still?
What we'll do, otherwise,
I think
otherwise
Toastmaster
somebody
Chanda
else
can
can
take it
join.
up. So Toastmaster Chanda can take up otherwise the evaluation bit of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that way we
So
can do first
yeah,
first debate.
Can we repeat the notion again?
Okay. Is it always better to face challenges head on, or are there times when avoiding a problem is a wiser choice?
Yeah.
I'm also ready.
so anybody can start, or how you want to give the rules? Okay.
Anybody
Yeah,
can start.
Shall I get started?
Yeah.
So any opportunity for a challenge is actually God's gift for us to know our potential. So it is very important that we should not see the challenge as a vice or like a curse which has come on us. It is actually an opportunity that our destiny or God or whatever you say has given us to understand our true potential, because in the challenging situations only we get to understand what we are capable of doing or not doing for that matter. So it is very important that we face challenges head on. Either we win over the challenges or we learn something from it. So it's extremely important to not take it as a negative or as a curse, but to take it as a positive blessing on us, which can help us to, uh, understand our true potential, develop our personality, and explore the hidden side of our talent which we are not aware of. With this, I would like to hand it over to Toastmaster Jitendra to speak his perspective.
Thanks, Toastmaster Aparna. So we were talking about the opportunities, or we should take head on, or we should prepare for it and then come back and fight. It's always the way Aparna told that whatever opportunity we get, we should always take it as a challenge, that it's opportunity to learn something new. If we take an example of a Toastmasters meeting itself, when we start our journey in Toastmaster, we get an opportunity to speak during our table topic. Many a times what we feel that next time we'll prepare and then come and speak, and we lose one chance to speak in front of public, and the motto with which we attend our meetings, that is not fulfilled, that itself is defeated. So I'll always encourage, or I feel that whatever opportunities come, or come to our way, or whatever situation we get into, we should fight for it, and then we should learn something out of it. We should not think, because there is no end of preparation. If we think that we will prepare and do something, we'll keep on preparing only, and it will not yield any result. So we should not wait for it, and we should take any opportunity or any hurdle heads on, and work towards it, and success is going to come to us. Over to you.
So is that it?
Yeah.
For sure. And so I'll start with against, and then Prashok can take over from where I leave. So in our life, we face a lot of problems. And it is natural. And we as humans are natural problem solvers. A part of problem solving is to know which problem to solve and which to avoid. So yes, it is a great idea to face a problem head on and to seize the day. But we have limited time and we have limited energy, and with that, there are only a specific number of problems we can tackle. So let's take the example of war, right? So sorry, yeah. So in war, there is a common phrase that says it is okay to lose a few battles if you win the war. So a good general knows which battles to lose, and that would advance his situation, which would help him win the war. Even on a more personal note, when I was preparing for my engineering entrance exams, we had a system where we had positive marks if we get the question right, negative marks if we get the question wrong, and zero if we don't attempt it. So a key skill that a test taker needed was to know which problems to avoid. Else, you run the risk of getting the problem wrong or wasting a lot of time, which might reduce your overall score. Yeah, that's it. Over to you, Prashok.
Sure. Thanks a lot. So I think we need more clarity on the question on taking challenges head on and acting compulsively. I think both are very different. So the issue is with not taking on challenges, but acting compulsively. So any issue, because I come from a background where I deal with problems on a day-to-day basis, I think each problem should be taken strategically. You have to take time, analyze the pros and cons, and then take a decision, should we go ahead or not. So some of the issues that come, so one example I could give you is, I mean, there are a lot of people who have an issue with their manager and suddenly they go and resign. So these are the issues that come when you act compulsively rather than taking the challenge. So you should take time, analyze the pros and cons, then take a decision rather than taking the challenge head on and taking a wrong decision. And another issue in taking a challenge head on immediately is you don't analyze all the different solutions that could come. So if you immediately act on a solution, you identify one solution and take an action on that. Probably there could be a better solution that you may have missed out. So my opinion is rather than taking a challenge head on compulsively, take time, analyze it, understand the pros and cons. Only if it's worth taking the challenge, you can go ahead. Suppose there are situations where the challenge may not be worth taking. So as Atmesh said, Sun Tzu said in the Art of War, first for every battle, analyze what do you win, what do you lose. Only if you win something more than what you lose, take on the challenge. Otherwise, it's better to skip the challenge. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prashop. I think it's not always possible to know the outcome because if we get too strategic, we also tend to procrastinate. I have seen many big leaders on the assumption of taking time to think and take decisions. They, procrastinate things, they delay things. The decisions are not taken on time, and all of these issues are the reasons why many companies are not doing well because they are not any decision makers who can, act fast. I think anybody who's aware or mindful can take quick decisions on their feet. And that is a quality of any CEO or any big leader in any organization. I think it's a good thought to say that, let's take a step back, think, and then decide what to do. But often it leads to procrastination. I think many of the people who are not good decision makers take the step and, and then ultimately end up, not doing anything or maybe postponing things. And this also annoys a lot of other people who are depending on certain decisions to be taken or certain steps to be taken to combat some issues, right? And especially you can see in the government, I mean, many in the government offices or many such places, people don't act fast. They just sit on an issue for ever, and it keeps on building up for a long time, and that many people suffer because of that indecisiveness or I mean, sometimes it may be the right thing to do because battle and wars are bigger things, but we are talking on individual levels. On individual levels, what we do as an individual when some challenge is thrown on us, how do we take it? That is very important to, take some quick decisions, at least decide whether you want to do something on that, you don't want to do something on that. Uh, I think any mindful or aware person can always do that. Um, I would not completely agree on the point that sitting back, thinking, it will always help. I think one action is needed. It can be any form of action, but to act on something is very important to move forward. With this, I would like to hand it over to Toastmaster Jitendra.
Thanks for your perspective, Aparna. I was coming to that point that if we do a lot of analysis, entire analysis goes into paralysis only, and we will keep on analyzing the thing and will not act. What we were talking about, that it's not, we are not telling that we should not think and act, but we should start acting on it. Means even if you are thinking for the solution, it means we have started acting on it. That's why I gave an example of if we get an opportunity to speak in Toastmasters meeting, then you have to come and speak, or come speak, prepare. You can't say that tomorrow I'll come and today I'll observe and then I'll speak. Then you are not going to achieve anything. So the way our opponent took that, we need to immediately react. I'm not talking about reacting. I'm talking about you have to start thinking on it and then start working on it, and then you are on the problem solving. And if you got any problem or situation and you think that I'll think on it on tomorrow, then you are not doing justice to your role. That's all from my side. Over to you.
If
Thank you
we
for the
have time,
great
can I just
points.
add one single point? Sorry. If we have a minute, can I just add one quick point on this? See, the world is so dynamic. In this dynamic world, we don't have chance to, predict the outcomes and think what may happen tomorrow because things are changing very fast. So it's also equally important that we live with this dynamism and act fast on things which are happening all around us. Yeah, over to you, Toastmaster.
Yeah, so some great points. And this brings me back to something that Aparna mentioned even before the debate started, right? So there are different situations, and different situations require different approaches. So yeah, the cases you mentioned, for example, speaking up in Toastmasters, or sitting on problem for too long that other people get frustrated. These are cases in which we need to face the problems head on. However, most of the problems we face in day-to-day life are iterative in nature. Um, we'll get a problem today, we'll get a problem tomorrow, and so on and so forth. Like this, there will be about 10 or 20 tasks that might come on our head at a given point of time. Like let's take the example of office. So for example, you have 10 tasks and you have the whole day to do as much as you can. Now you cannot do all of those 10 tasks, so you have to prioritize that, okay, of these 10 tasks, uh, these three other people are banking on me to complete these three by the end of the day today, so I will complete these, and then the rest seven I will have to strategize and try to tackle them in a way that I can tackle them tomorrow, or reinvent the timeline for such cases. So yeah, again, both have their uses, facing the problem head on, and procrastinating a bit, positive procrastination, as long as it does not create a huge mess. So that's from my side.
Yeah. So thank you, Atmesh. So I would like to add some more points and build upon what Atmesh also said. So I fully agree with what Atmesh said. I think taking challenges head on or taking them up compulsively. I know that there are situations where, as Aparna said, there are situations where you have to immediately take a decision. You don't have time to think about it. But some of the disadvantages of that is sometimes you get pulled on to challenges that are not worth taking the battle. Okay. Because I have worked on issues, we have spent multiple hours doing things, and finally the outcome is not worth it. So some challenges are better to be avoided or uh, delegated. So how do you take a decision? This comes only if you think strategically, spend some time, analyze it, etc. So these are some of the disadvantages we see in the modern world, where we don't have the luxury to think and analyze, but these are some of the issues that we face if we act in that way. Okay, that's it from my side.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prashant. I would like to address first point from Toastmaster Atmesh. See, there are differences between the tasks and problems, right? They are not the same thing. Tasks are something which we are doing on a daily basis, and if you're disciplined enough, you will know how to classify the important and urgent tasks and handle them in that manner. But the problems are things which you really think are the problems. For example, I can also understand that a problem to you may not be a problem to me. Like it also depends on the perspective how people, classify a problem. But I would definitely not say that the daily routine task or the work that comes your way is a problem. That's just a task. You can finish it at your, if you're disciplined enough, you know how to prioritize the task and do it. But coming to the problem should be a real problem that we are addressing here. And the point I think I and Jitendra are trying to address is that a problem should always be tackled immediately. It can be through an action which you can do tomorrow, but some thought should be given to that, and you have to formulate a strategy how to deal with it immediately rather than sitting on it and thinking about it later. Because I also want to tell one more thing, addressing the point from Toastmaster Prasho. You mentioned the point on sometimes you may not know what may happen tomorrow, and strategy and all. See, the thing is, everyone should try to develop their intuition. Because see, for example, I want to give a personal example from my case. When my dad was hospitalized with a brain hemorrhage, and I just got a call, do we operate him? If we don't, then he's going to die, and even if you do, it might happen. So, I couldn't have waited. Okay, let me sit and think tomorrow. I mean, that was an emergency. But why I'm saying is that sometimes your gut feel helps you, decide what you can do. So I think this intuitive help can also be taken in certain cases. And we all, as human beings, should try to develop our intuitive feel to know what is the best course of action. It's not that if I act fast, I will always be random or I will be wrong, or if I act slow, I will always be right. I mean, there is no classification like that. Tomorrow I may take the right decision and today I will take the wrong. It only comes with your gut feel, how much you develop your unconscious, and those things are there. The decision making even fast could be better than the one which is delayed. It all depends on how your mind works, how your decision making skills are. So I think each one of us can develop our intuitive feel about a problem, the real problem, not the task, and then decide how we can act on those. With this, over to Toastmaster Jitendra to add his perspectives.
Yeah, thanks Aparna for elaborating and making point clear that we should always start acting as soon as we get the problem, and that way we conclude. There is nothing like we'll wait and then then we'll take action. And we are not telling to just jump on the problem. You start analyzing and working on it as soon as you get the problem. And today's world is very dynamic. If you will keep problem till tomorrow, then there some other problem will arise, and there's no meaning then tackling the earlier problem. So we have to act fast and then take on the issues head on, and that is the need of the hour.
Yeah, thanks for the great points. So, yeah, uh, so yeah, we can have a middle ground here, right? So, for example, yes, we shouldn't leave a problem hanging because that can lead to disastrous results. So yeah, it is important to tackle a problem immediately, but not give it our full attention. So, like we mentioned before, like it shouldn't be a very haphazard action. Um, we can delegate it, we can come up with strategies to deal with these problems in a better way, but not avoid it completely. Sometimes in some specific situations, maybe delaying a bit can be tolerable. In such cases, maybe we should focus our energies more on uh, 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 problems that require more attention. But yeah, the nature of problem is such that it needs to be solved, um, and again, we have to trust our instincts to uh, do the right thing. So over to you, Toastmaster Prasho.
Yeah. So I think as Atme said, it's a middle ground that we need to take. Each challenge we have to analyze. I mean, do we have time? As our Toastmaster Aparna said, there are some situations where we don't have time. We need to immediately take a decision, and there are some where we have time, where we have the luxury to analyze. So each challenge should be analyzed based on its gravity, its impact, the time that is available, etc. And then probably we have to take a decision. And some challenges, as I said, the importance probably it may not. It could easily be delegated to somebody, or it could be probably pushed for some time. So each challenge could be analyzed individually, and we have to take decision based on the importance and the time available for us to solve it. That's my stand.
Okay, so here we end, and I think when everyone was speaking up, right, at least I was able to see that Toastmaster is having both, facing challenges head on. I won't call that as a challenge, but it's more of a, what we call, suppose if some role taker didn't show up because of some personal reason or some reason, and then we have to take that quick thing, and the structure means where we strategize is just that before the meeting, so that we ensure we have a theme, we have a poster, we have ensured that every Toastmaster member is participating. If they are not active for some time, what's the reason? So all these strategies. So I think we have a blend of everything at Toastmaster. So we'll move on to the next segment. I would like to know from the crowd, how did you feel about the debate that we had?
This debate, no, I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing a debate in the Toastmaster forum. It was interesting. Very different points brought up by both the teams, and they were very, what do you call, how to say, they brought out the different facets or the perspectives when we see different challenges. Along with that, I think it was interesting. Both sides brought up important points, and we had a healthy debate, and it was good, I will say, and interesting. Yeah.
Thank you, Piyush. So, okay, we'll move on to our third segment, that's the evaluation segment. So, I would like Toastmaster Jitendra to come up on the stage and share his report. How did we do on the timings and what all improvements we can have and we can take away and then apply in our life or in our Toastmaster journey, so that we have a progressive movement towards our journey of life.
Thanks, Toastmaster Chanda, for having a great meeting and being our wonderful host for today's meeting. Before I start my evaluation, I'll like Timer to give her report. His report, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so about the timing, most of us stuck to the time limit. So going over the table topics, Toastmaster Jitendra spoke for 1 minute and 55 seconds. Toastmaster Piyush for 1 minute and 39 seconds. I spoke for 1 minute and 29 seconds. Toastmaster Chanda for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Toastmaster Isha for 1 minute and 35 seconds. Our guests, Prashobh, spoke for 1 minute and 29 seconds, and Anshika spoke for 59 seconds. As for the debate, we went way over the time limit, but since given that it is a lot of our first time participating in a debate and being a part of it, I think going forward we can improve a lot on it. Over to you, Toastmaster Jitendra.
Thanks, Atmas, for your wonderful report and detailed report about timing. Let's give him a good round of applause. Now, next we'll go to our grammarian's report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jitendra. So, in most of the grammars was good, I believe, from my understanding. So, one Chanda did outstanding uses was using of the Thomas Edison quote on our weaknesses, and we keep trying until we succeed. Jitendra, I like the word when analysis paralysis that he used. One possible ये was that I will suggest is those are the only meal versus are it means it would be the meals without feeling any bored. It would be boredom time. Okay. Atmes, I like the uses of the word. A good general knows which battle to lose. Aparna, uh, decision making, Toastmaster Aparna, decision making even fast could be much better than delayed. So fast decision making would have been better. And iteration is Aparna was the only person who used the iteration word of the day. Chanda also, Toastmaster Chanda also used the turn topic. It means, so I think that's it from my side on the grammarian report. Yeah.
Thanks, Pius, for pointing out the good uses as well as not so good uses where we would have taken care of, or from next meeting we'll take care of. Let's give Toastmaster Pius a great round of applause. Again, I'll be calling Pius for his listener's role. He'll test our listening skills. And today is tough time for him because there was no speech. Let's see what he has got in his kitty.
Okay, so I will start with one thing. Toastmaster Isha went to Innovative Film City. So what souvenirs did she collect from there, if you remember? Or any other souvenir that, apart from chips one, which other souvenirs he collected? Yes, Toastmaster Aparna.
Sprite bottle.
Okay, yeah, Sprite bottles he collected from Wonderla, but from Innovative Film Cities he collected keychain. So quick, yeah, for remembering that. And then another thing I believe most people would remember from that her ye. But anyone else remembers from our team where Isa went for the Toastmaster meeting to another place in Bangalore?
Kaban Park.
Okay, okay, fine. And okay, Toastmaster Jitendra likes one food which you could eat for the entire week. Which one was it? Okay. I see so many hands, so it looks like an easy question. Anyone can say it. Yeah.
Rice and dal.
very interesting choice, I would say. And then I believe that, okay, Prasov is not here, but he mentioned a hobby which he likes to pass on to even his children. So uh, I know, Aparna, you have your hand up. I know you remember that, but but
Isha.
anyone else
She
who,
is.
okay, which hobby does Prasov have which he wants to pass on it to his children?
Stamp collection.
That's right. Okay. I think those are the points I have. One more. Which university did Toastmaster Chanda join to learn psychology? She mentioned one particular university that she joined to learn psychology. I raised this question because I am also interested, so I will look out for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Prasov has
Open
raised his hand.
University.
Yeah, Open University.
Yeah, it was open. So, yeah, those were my queries. Yeah, back to you, Toastmaster Jitendra.
Thanks, Toastmaster Pius, for the wonderful session and testing our listening skill. And most of us were attentive during the meeting, that the way people raised their hands. Let's give a good round of applause to Toastmaster Pius. Now, I'll go to our counter. Toastmaster Isa, may I have your reports?
Yes. Hello, everyone. So for the R counter report, I think I got a lot to report. So starting with Toastmaster Chanda, she used so 3 times, and Atmesh used R 2 times, around 15 times, so about 2 times, and a repetition of like. Toastmaster Piyush had 2 and Toastmaster Aparna had 3 Toastmaster Prashobh had 2 R's, and Toastmaster Jitendra had a repetition of words of or and whatever. That's all in my grammarius report, and I hand it back to the general evaluator.
Thanks, Isa, for a wonderful report you presented, and many of us did not realize when we use unnecessary words. Thanks for pointing it out. Let's give Isa a good round of applause. I hope I'm done with all role takers. So we have our meeting started at approximately 10:30, ditto on time. So let's applaud ourselves for starting the meeting on time. And most of us joined the meeting on time, despite two clubs met together today, and even then most of us could join on time. Let's give ourselves a good round of applause. And then comes our first speaker of today's meeting, Toastmaster Isa. The good thing about Toastmaster Isa is she immediately took up the challenge of taking the sergeant at arms as well as her regular role, which was assigned to her, that is a presiding officer for today's meeting. So that is the beauty of Toastmasters, that we are so much resilient and we are ready to take up any challenge which may thrown to us immediately. And Isa took it. If I'll talk about a sergeant at arm role, she could do all the basics correctly. She talked about the basic thumb rule of Toastmasters meeting, what we should talk, what we should not talk, what we should do before a start of the meeting, like keeping our phone in switch off mode, keep our shift muted till the time other speaker is speaking, and so on. And then she started her speech with a question to involve the audience. If you ask something, it attracts attraction. It attracts mindset of audience, and that is the best way to start any speech in my view, because in online forum many a times we are physically in front of camera, but we are thinking something, doing something else. But when something is asked or she is asking one of the person, we start realizing that she may ask me as well. I have to be attentive. So good job done, Toastmaster Isa, of starting the meeting with a question. And then she had her personal story when she gave her speech. And a personal story always gives a personal touch, and you are confident of what you are speaking, and then people are able to relate to it. The good job done, Toastmaster Isa. And then she related the speech with Toastmasters as well, that a presiding officer is expected to do so. And that was also done quite well. The only thing I could realize that her speech was not up to more than 5 minutes. She could finish fast. So she could have organized her speech in a better way, that how to start and what it is going to do, and then the conclusion, then she could have related it to Toastmaster. And it lacked the preparation. And Isail agree that how much preparation she has done, and then she came here and given her presiding officer speech. Then I'll come to Toastmaster Chanda afterwards. Then our table topic session. It was a very interesting table topic session taken by Toastmaster Aparna. The core of any table topic session is that everybody is able to speak, and people can speak more than a minute, and people are eager to speak, and all these things were there when Toastmaster Aparna was giving the topic. Apart from that, she was able to relate some points after the speaker completed his or her speech. And then because of that, any speaker feels encouraged and feels that he or she could add value, or and do justice to his role when he was speaking, and that was all done, well done by Toastmaster Aparna. Apart from that, before the start of her session, she could read out the guidelines or explain the guideline of table topics, what we need to do, how she is going to conduct. So everything well done, Toastmaster Aparna, and we all enjoyed being given a topic or during that session. Let's give a good round of applause to Toastmaster Aparna. Then our interesting session of today's meeting, that debate session which we had. Thanks, Toastmaster Chanda, for filling the gap, or because we were not having our first session, which is a prepared speech session, and we were having time. So you come up with the idea that we will have some interesting session, unique session of Toastmaster meeting, that is a debate session. And because of that debate, we people could speak for 10 to 20 minutes. They could come out with their ideas, speak, and they could put on their views. And this debate was also well managed. People were not speaking on each other like Arnav Goswami's speech, which I call. From there it started, and now it goes that a speech means you have to speak on each other. Then only you are going to win any debate. But as a Toastmasters, we never did that. We spoke on our term, our turn, when we got an opportunity to speak, and we were free to put our views the way we want. Nobody was interrupting. The only gap I could feel is how many times one has to speak. We all spoke 3 times. I was not clear that again third time I'm going to get a chance to speak. So those things would have made clear that first you have to speak 1 minute, and second time you have to conclude, or second time you have to rebut, and third time you have to conclude. That point was not very clear. And I believe many of us were not aware of that. Again, one has to come and speak third time as well. So if we are doing any special session, we should make it very clear and understood. Of course, others might have understood, but I was not very clear about the process of this debate session. Otherwise, it was a nice session. We all enjoyed, including guest or including the person who does not take part in debate directly, but they observe and give their feedback. Let's give Chanda a good round of applause. Then I'll come to our wonderful host of today's meeting. Toastmaster Chanda, the best thing I liked about your approach of TMOD that before the start of the meeting or yesterday itself, you started asking for introductions. You know the core of any TMOD. It's not about what you speak, what a story you give. You have to thread the meeting, stitch the meeting from a start to end. And for that, some basic rule you have to follow. And that was totally followed. You had introductions ready, roles ready. You are aware of the role, who will speak when I'm going to have a table topic, when I'm going to have my this special session because the speech is not there, and then how to conclude. And then you had a very unique theme also for today's meeting. You asked question from all of us, you clarified the theme, and then you dig into the theme and explained what do you meant by this theme. So good job done, Toastmaster Chanda. Let's give her a good round of applause. And then I forgot to ask, our debate session will be evaluated by Toastmaster Chanda, and I'll hand it over to her to give the feedback about the debate session, how we all spoke, and how was the session all over.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Jitendra. So actually, I was actually enjoying the session. It was more of a getting to know each one's perspective. So at certain point, I felt that the opponent team with Atmesh and Prashop's team, right? They were starting to agreeing and coming to the middle ground just because when Aparna told, right, that act fast. So that's when I think they also understood for few of the scenario or something. So that's when I think the debate means it's going one side up. So that's when I thought. But later, when few of the perspective of Toastmaster came or the war situation, that's when I understood means from the debate that it's more about the situational thing. So, and that was well pointed out by each and every speaker. So, from each and every example, right, it's more about whether if government is not taking action or in war and battle scenario, we can't just go ahead and ensure that life of everyone is being screwed up just because it's not about anyone's just a small decision can ruin everyone's the entire family. So all this perspective when it was pointed out and moreover I enjoyed the session and it was more of an healthy. It's not that no, I don't agree to your point. It's what okay. I understand this perspective, and then the continuation was ongoing. So, and as we were doing this for the first time, and we were not knowing how to conduct it, but overall, it was a healthy debate, I can say. So, over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Jitendra.
Thanks, Chanda, for your wonderful view on. Let's give her a good round of applause and for our debate session as well. Yeah, so it was a nice debate. One point I forgot. I like the analogy which Atmesh gave in exams that we should not react. It's a negative marking, and if you don't think and do something, you are going to lose some marks. So I note down at that time. It's a very good point. So we should not take hasty decisions. We should think, and then many a times we need not to take any action on certain issues, and that gives a better result. Thank you all for the wonderful debate session, and we had a wonderful meeting today. And with this, I'll hand it over to Toastmaster of the day.
A huge round of applause for our General Evaluator Toastmaster Jitendra. So, we will be ending our meeting now. So we enjoy. Personally, if I was thinking how the meeting will be done, just because this is the first time we were having linkers meeting and we were not knowing each other in person also. So it's just that I never during the meeting itself I didn't feel that okay, I don't even know Aparna, I don't even know Jitendra and Ishan. But I have interacted a little just because of the intro part, but I was not knowing what background they come from, how much experience they are carrying. So I was very curious also to know, okay, let's see what is going to. I will for sure learn a lot of things and we will be having a wonderful experience. And then I think we have reached that expectation So we're looking forward to have more of a linkers meeting and listening more of a speech that is coming from each and everyone. Just because whenever a speech is being delivered, right, personally I enjoy that. Okay, oh, this person has gone through this much of experience or challenges or has come long way that I have means just because whenever we interact, we just ask where do you come from? Okay, what study do you have done? But whenever a speech is being delivered or any story comes up, that's when I know I personally get to know okay, this person is coming from such and so background just because of this and this scenarios. So that gives me a lot of excitement and enjoyment to come to Toastmaster meeting. So officially, I am meeting number 441 of Sarjapura Road Toastmaster and 720th meeting of Banjara Toastmaster. I would like to take a
Can we just
feedback. We will be clicking one
Shall we
picture.
take one group?
Yeah, yes.
Please do that.
We'll put some symbol emoji or okay. We'll be just taking. Okay. Just see how it went. Yeah, it's good. And Anshika, your eyes were closed. Just one more time. Okay, ready? Yeah, done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anshika, how was your experience? Just because Anshika is a guest, I would like to take her feedback just because last time also she has attended the meeting. So now are you comfortable, right? Coming on the stage and speaking up?
It was a very interesting topic and it was a very nice discussion. The debate was also very good and healthy.
Okay. So now if I am giving you any topic, you be able to take it up and then speak up?
I will try.
Yeah, that's the spirit that I wanted. Don't worry that I won't be giving any topic now. So we'll be meeting in person, and then for sure I want you to be coming on the stage by your own and then taking up the topics. Okay.
Okay.
I think we are officially done. I would like to hand over officially to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Isha.
Okay. So again, thank you everyone for joining, and I had a really nice meeting all of you, and really like the new perspectives and the new thoughts you all put in for your different roles as well as to the sudden roles that you got. So thank you all for coming here today. And for Banjara Toastmasters, we usually have a meetings in afternoon and evening. These are the like the rare meetings we have in the mornings. So it's really nice to have it in the morning as well. And it was really nice to be a part of your meeting as well. So thank you very much. And yes, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Bye bye. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.